Good day, I am Marilet De Leon and I'm going to discuss how do you create a DNA profile using STR or the short tandem repeat. So first one, get a sample of DNA. So DNA is found in most cells of the body, including white blood cells, semen, hair roots, and body tissues. Traces of DNA can also be detected in body fluid, such as saliva and perspiration, because they also contain epithelial cells. So, forensic scientists and police officers collect sample of DNA from crime scenes. DNA can also be collected directly from a person using a mouth swab, which collects inner cheek cells. So, dito, yung DNA is maaaring makakuha siya sa iba't ibang bahagi ng katawan ng isang tao. So, pwedeng sa dugo, which is ito yung karaniwang ginagamit sa forensic analysis or yung method or techniques to investigate and analyze evidence in legal context. So, next one is sa saliva naman is ginagamit dito yung mouth swab. Then, syempre sa perspiration, which is nagko-contain nga 'to ng epithelial cells, kaya karaniwan itong ginagamit ng mga sa forensic analysis. So if for example na lang sa mga crime scenes, maaaring makakuha ng DNA mula sa dugo. Halimbawa na lang sa naiwan na kutsilyo if may dugo ito. So, second one is the extract the DNA. So DNA is contained within the nucleus of cells. Chemicals are added to break open the cells, extract the DNA, and isolate it from other cell components. So DNA extraction naman is ito naman yung process na kung saan in-isolate yung DNA from cells and tissues. So yung mga cells is nabibreak sila using detergent or enzyme like proteins K para ma-dissolve yung mga cell membrane and ma-release yung DNA. So, itong step na ito is tinatawag ding cell lysis or breaking open cells. So, next step naman is yung removing proteins and other contaminants na kung saan salt helps to separate DNA from proteins, and protease enzymes may be used to break down proteins. So then yung pangatlo namang step is yung DNA precipitation, wherein alcohol is added, making the DNA clump together and become visible. So fourth one naman is the DNA purification, wherein the DNA pellet is washed with alcohol to remove impurities. So yung DNA pellet is solid and visible, yung mass siya ng DNA na napo-form sa bottom ng tube, which is after napo-form siya after centrifugation or yung spinning at high speed. So, it appears white or translucent. So, next naman is the number three is copy the DNA. So often only small amounts of DNA are available for forensic analysis, so the SCRs at each genetic locus are copied many times using the polymerase chain reaction to get enough DNA to make a profile. So specific primers are used during PCR that attach a fluorescent tag to the copied SDRs. So, dito naman is, di ba nga dahil madalas kakaunting DNA lamang yung nakuha natin mula nakuha ng mga pulis, gano'n. So, mula sa crime scene, so kailangan duman ito sa process na tinatawag na PCR or yung polymerase chain reaction. So, para mas dumami pa yung sample. So, ginagamit dito yung fluorescent tag primers na tumutulong para ma-analyze yung STR markers. So, yung fluorescent tag primers is short DNA siya, short DNA sequence siya naka-attach sa fluorescent dye. So, dinadetect nito and ina-analyze yung DNA. So, itong primers na ito is nagbabind siya sa specific DNA sequence during amplification. So, naalam nito yung DNA polymerase to extend that strand. So, this process is the way to para ma-analyze yung DNA kahit sobrang liit na ang sample. And so, ito pa pala, dahil may nakakabit na fluorescent dye sa primers, so kapag duman ito sa isang specialized machine tulad ng PCR or DNA sequencer, yung nilalabas na ilaw nito is nasusukat siya. So, nalalaman yung DNA. So, tumutulong din ito upang makita kung gaano nga ba yung karami yung DNA sample or may pagbabago nga ba sa genetic sequence ng DNA. So, so the fourth one is the determine the size of the STRs. So the size of the STRs at each genetic locus is determined using a genetic analyzer. So the genetic analyzer separates the copied DNA by electrophoresis and can detect the fluorescent dye on each STR. This is the same piece of equipment used in the lab for DNA sequencing. So dito naman is ginagamit naman ng genetic analyzer. So gumagamit ng genetic analyzer na kung saan yung SCR sa DNA is sinusuri gamit yung electrophoresis phoresis. um, So dito yung DNA is, so yung gel electrophoresis, so dito yung DNA is, dumadaan siya sa isang gel matrix gamit yung kuryente. So pwede rin itong i-analyze gamit naman yung capillary electrophoresis, which is dito naman yung mga STR fragments is dumadaan sa isang so manipis na tubo or yung capillary. So wherein yung mga fragments na is nahihiwalay ito based on their size using high voltage electric field. So yung mas mahabang STR sequence is means na mas maraming tandem repeats sa isang genetic locus. So yung bilang ng STR is iba-iba. So sa tao, iba-iba tayo ng bilang ng magkakaiba tayo ng STR, ng iba-iba ng bilang ng STR. So, mas natutukoy yung genetic identity ng isang tao. Halimbawa, di ba sa isang forensic database, kung yung STR pattern mo ng isang DNA sample is kumbaga tumugma siya sa DNA ng isang kriminal, ganun. So, maaaring so yung identity yung identities magsisilbing ay yung DNA na ito is magsisilbing ebidensya laban sa kaso. Okay, so the fifth one is there a match? So, the number of times a nucleotide sequence is repeated in each STR can be calculated from the size of the STRs. A forensic scientist can use this information to determine if a body fluid samples comes from a particular person. If two DNA profiles from different samples are the same, the chance that the samples came from different people is low. This provides strong evidence that the sample have a common source. So last one naman, this is there a match? So, dito matapos makuha yung STR pattern na isang DNA sample, ikukumpara to sa iba pang DNA profiles para malaman kung tutugma ba ito. So, katulad nga ng sabi ko kanina, dahil nga unique ang uh, STR profile ng bawat tao, mas madaling malalaman or matitrace or makikilala ang isang individual. Okay, so napakahalaga ng DNA profiling dahil mas natutukoy nito yung tao gamit ang DNA pattern. Halimbawa na lang nito is yung pagtukoy halimbawa kung sa mga yung nasa forensic analysis, which is yung halimbawa na lang para matukoy kung yung criminal ganun is, pero pwede rin naman to para matulungan yung tao or yung um, basta isang individual na makilala kung sino yung kapamilya nila ganun. Dahil dito natutulungan tayo dahil may tinatawag tayo yung DNA pattern, which is nakakatulong talaga. And yun lang po yung aking coverage ng report ay ng discussion ko for today. And that's it. Thank you.